my photography career as well is because even at such a young age as a little girl, I have always wanted to, I set my mind to something that I want to achieve, right? So I set my mind to achieve that award in 2014. It took me 7 years to get there, and I got there.
Okay.
Once I got there, though, after busting my butt and not hardly ever seeing my family, and you know, shooting five days a week and editing 7 days a week, and I was just literally like working my butt off. I was only eating at nighttime, so I was putting on so much weight. And I was always relatively a biggish girl. I wasn't always tiny. And I just went up to like almost 92 kilos. Joe, South Australian president or organizer, he's not that anymore, but he said to me as I was walking off stage, he goes, "This is the best look you've ever looked, Renee. Congratulations." Penicillin, the whole lot, nothing worked. My crease, I got worse over time. Day 3, I was already on high flow oxygen. I had 7 MRIs in 28 hours. My lungs were just getting filled and filled and filled with like some kind of, they described it as like putty. I had no airways within 24 hours of being in the hospital.
Once being one of Australia's best newborn family photographers in Australia, and in 2014, the AIPP, and I don't know what that means, but Family Photographer of the Year Awards, and that's one of the most prestigious photography awards you can get. But she wasn't happy. Overworked and overweight. Gained so much weight that apparently her knees started to give in, both knees in fact, and needed braces. She moved to Queensland, joined the gym and got a coach, and the rest is history. Her passion was born, soon becoming fitness and sports model pro for INBA and ICN. Competed a couple of times, overseas. And in 2019, IFBB figure debut. 2023, things changed. And unfortunately, we'll talk about this coma, and I'm sure it's very serious. So if I'm not taking it seriously, I apologize. But in 2025, things changed further again. But this time for the better. Please help me welcome IFBB 2025 IFBB Pro figure, Renee Archer. Get the crackers out, poppers out. Let's blow something. I don't know what we're doing. How are you? How are you?
Good, very good.
That's good. And how did the injection go this morning? What's going on with your back?
Okay. Oh, geez.
What's you in injuries? What's you with injuries, eh?
Well, you know what they say, something good happens and then something bad happens, right? There's always a bit of, but no, unfortunately I've had some back issues for the last 4 weeks, even leading up to going to Japan. I just thought it might have just been a muscular thing, like just because I was working, training heavy, training hard. It kind of was always kind of in the background, sort of pain wise, and it was like, I'm pretty good with pain, so I was kind of like just getting over it. Like it wasn't sort of in my training or anything. It wasn't stopping my sleep or anything like that. That was fine. And then coming back from Japan, I thought, oh bugger, I better get it looked to. And let's have a CT. Had a CT, and unfortunately, I have a narrowing canal in my spine, which is affecting my L4, L5 nerve root. So I had to get.
I was going to say L4 and L5, but go on.
I had to get a nerve root blocker injection via CT this morning, and in my L4 on my right side, and I'm going to do my L4 on my left side on Wednesday.
Yeah. So tell me something, because I had something like that occur back in my mid 30s. I'm 56. And I'll make the story quick. I knew it was L4 and L5. You know what? It is always L4 and L5, and I'll tell you why. First,
deadlift.
No, yeah. No, it's not deadlifts. It's you, and it doesn't discriminate, by the way. So you can be muscly, you can be fat, you can be whatever you want. You have a weak core. Your core is weak. Hear me out now. So I had a weak core. Most of us do. So even when I got it, mine came from a chiropractor. I went to a chiropractor. They cracked me, and when I left, I had all this sharp pain. And I went back to the person and I said, "You've affected me. You hurt me." And they said, "No, we just brought it on quicker. It was there. It was coming, and it was eventually going to raise its ugly head." So I'm going to tell you what I did for it and what can help you as well. And I'm a strong advocate for it, meaning, so the only time the L4 and L5 doesn't hurt when this is happening is two things. Adrenaline, meaning having adrenaline, working hard, or maybe training hard, and sex. Those times, it never hurts. That's why you're. But then,
one of the two.
What was that? Sorry.
I'm only having one of the two.
Oh no, I don't know. That's sad. Like, anyway, let's not go there. This is a PG show. So anyway, it could increase our ratings and it might help our YouTube shorts. But we'll talk about that later. So what I discovered, I went to a physio. Right? I went to a physio, and this physio, I'm a person that likes to pay attention and say a long story. But the physio said to me, "Bring your x-rays to me." And I did. I brought the x-rays, and mine was a bulging disc, which was hitting the nerve between L4 and L5, right? And he said to me, he looked at it, he goes, "Okay." He gave me a little massage, just a little massage, nothing serious. And he gave me 2 exercises, no joke, 3. Like piss easy, no sweat exercises. And a bit like Pilates, right? Like Pilates. And he goes, see me in a week. I go, okay. Come back in a week. Gives me a little massage. He adds to those exercises. He goes, see me in 2 weeks. I went, okay, see you in 2 weeks. Go back in 2 weeks. He adds one more element, exercises, bit of massage. But think about it. This time he said 2 weeks. He goes, see you in 4 weeks. He knew, he said to me, and I realized, if I don't do the exercises, I'm not going to get better. But because I'm doing them, he doesn't, in other words, he said to me, even if I got you in every week, I'm not going to make you better. He goes, the exercises, but he gave me a time frame, and he said 12 weeks. And sure and behold, on the 12th week, I had no pain. I could touch my toes. I could do everything. When I went and saw him, which I felt was a miracle, he said to me, I'll see you in a year. And I said, what do you mean in a year? He goes, you're going to stop doing them and you'll be back. And guess what, Renee? I was back in a year. And then I realized, so I started going to Pilates classes purposely. So I still bodybuild. I still went to the gym. Instead of finishing my workout with the treadmill, I knew what time the Pilates class was on in the gym. So I'd train after the Pilates class or before the Pilates class. But always I'd do a heavy workout, I'd go train, and then I'd go in the Pilates class. But I would go to the front so I could learn from the girl or the guy. So I'd sit at the front and I'd just learn. And then I'd implement these non-sweat, non-effort exercises every morning, like at home. And I've never had pain since. And I squat, deadlift, leg press, you name it, never affected me. Because I started developing a core. Now, I could tell you a few more things, but I won't because it talks about genitalia and we don't want to go there. But having said that, so I hope I've given you a little bit of advice to help you not just use the injections as your answer, but to start building your core because it doesn't discriminate. And you're a great bodybuilder and you want to go far, I think you need to start working on your core. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, all of the exercises that they prescribed for me weren't working because my spine is compressed.
Oh.
Try to uncompress my spine. So there's a lot of hyperextension sort of in my program now. And yes, a lot more ab building exercises, core building exercises. I've always been a huge advocate of vacuums. I've been doing vacuums now for almost a month. Constantly every single day just to build up that stability in my back. Unfortunately, the injury that I have on my back happened 6.5 years ago from an ex-coach.
Mm.
And it was a bad injury then, and I recovered from it, and then it's kind of just bit me in the ass now, I guess. So, but that's okay. We recover, we move on, and we keep going. And pain is my friend, and I'm kind of used to being in pain. So, as a mum and as well, sort of, I think women tend to ignore a lot of the pain until it gets too bad. Can't ignore it all. And men are a little bit like, oh, I got a sore back. I got to go.
Come on, give us a break. Come on.
They're a little bit more pussy about it.
I don't know about that. Maybe some are, some aren't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even the guys that aren't soft, we get classed as soft anyway. Doesn't matter. We fall into that trap.
Tough. You don't have babies. That's why we think that we're tougher. That's okay.
But the thing is, just know, again, we'll get off this subject in a second, but just know this. A compressed spine is because of gravity as well. Hear me out. But also the fact that you've got a weak core. Do you know there's been a little bit of a myth? They reckon, when you do Pilates, they reckon you get taller. But the reason they say that, and it's true, is it corrects your height because it separates your spine and lets the core lift you. So we rely on our spine, and our spine compresses when we should rely on our core and let our spine just hold us in position. So anyway, think about 12 weeks. Get yourself all right, 12 weeks, all right? Come and see me and tell me how you went. But let's start the podcast. What are we starting with? Let's go. Let me just. Oh yeah, let's. Let's go with the latest, and it's just to grab my phone quickly. So let's do that, and let me go to IG. Oh, it's a bit noisy. Oh my God, that's what happened. What happened in Bondi yesterday? Eh? Hey guys, Steve here. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You know the drill. We'd love you to subscribe. We'd love you to hit the notification bell. Why? It gets us out there, allows us to go and get bigger, better, greater. We've already had some great guests, as you know, but we want to continue this. We want to continue this journey with you. So if you could, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified each time we put up a new podcast. Thank you for allowing me to take you away from the podcast. Let's get back to it. All right, let's talk about that for a second because I think it is.
It doesn't feel real. Like even when I watched the footage, it didn't seem real. It was like you were watching something on a movie. Like it didn't seem real at all.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Yeah. It is because I
was brought up on a farm.
Yeah.
And it actually sounded like 22 shots, like from a 22. Like it just,
Yeah.
It was scary. Yeah.
The mood and the energy in Sydney is thick and it's bad. And I think myself as well, anybody that's having issues in their lives or when I say relationship, maybe with your kids or whoever, friends or whatever it is, I think it's amplified right now. Like the place is hostile at the moment and scary. It's really scary. It's sad. And
biggest concern is that some people, Australian, whoever, doesn't really matter what nationality or what background they're from, are probably most likely now going to target the wrong people.
Well, the unfortunate part is
you can't put one bad egg in the whole basket. You just can't. Yes, Muslims or whatever were activists, whatever was that did it. They planned it.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's not about that. Yeah.
The Jews had a get together. They knew that this was that the Jews were having a get together. It was very planned. It was very they knew what they were doing. But these are people. These are just left. These are just right-handed activists. But they're not. They're on this side. That doesn't mean that all of the Muslims are bad.
No.
You think that way? They're going to go, they're all wrong. Blah blah blah. It was an actual. I think the gentleman that actually took down one of the gunmen was actually Muslim.
It was. I just. I think what's happening in the world is going to start biting everyone on the bum. The reason being is we're seeing a lot of displacing happening, bombings happening, families being ripped apart, and some of it can be taken so personal because it's heritage driven towards inside you, or it's where you come from, it's who you are, and not one race is better than the other, but it just seems like, I don't want to say too much, but I think when you pick sides, and especially pick sides overseas, you're going to cause discomfort in countries that have multiculturalism. And I think it's better to always step away if countries aren't getting on. Maybe we don't need to fund them with money. We need to sit back and maybe try to be a referee for two nations. But this is what I'm saying. This is unfortunate, but I think that Renee, do you have a background? Are you background from anywhere?
Scottish, Spanish, Romanian. Bit of a mix.
All right. So how close is the Spanish Romanian, let's just say?
My mother's side, distant.
Okay. So let's say with Spanish, Spain was being attacked and Spanish people were being killed. You're Australian, but it still affects you that knowing a certain culture is attacking or doing something to you. And I think you can't help it. Like, I'm Greek, right? I'm Greek. I'm born here. But we still also suffer hearing and stories of the 400 years under the Ottoman Empire as prisoners. And that ethnic cleansing that was going on. So it never goes away. And that's why I think as a country, Australia, we should be very careful not picking any sides, but more trying to be diplomatic and refereeing things. But our pollies are doing stuff that are aggravating. Now, I'm not advocating for what these guys did. It was atrocious, and it was planned and picked the day perfectly. And the Jewish are beautiful people, and they have been persecuted, but a lot of countries around the world in centuries have been persecuted. We need to calm down a little bit, all of us, and just live in today and try to see if we can be better people. But that's what happens.
I have a little bit of Jewish blood in me from my father's side. My grandmother.
Oh yeah, Scottish would, yes.
My grandfather's mother was a Jewess, so it's all Jew. So we've got a little bit down the line, but look, I feel for both races, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But I also feel for the Muslim community because I do believe that they're going to get the biggest backlash.
It's really bad. I'm afraid I'm afraid what's going to happen when everyone takes the law into their own hands now.
Exactly, and we have seen that many times, haven't we? Like when Aussies get fired up, they get fired.
Yeah, we had the Cronulla riots.
Correct, and that's exactly what I thought of when all went down. I was like, this could literally repeat itself.
Yeah. So look, let's hope. Yeah, I don't know. We're just going to have to let it run. We'll see what happens. What can we do? But let's go into a post you did, and we'll talk about that. And here, I might even see if we can play it. Here we go.
Hey guys, I am at the Japan Amateur. I kept this all quiet. I just wanted to focus on me. And guys, I am now an IFBB pro. I cannot explain how happy I am. It's a long time coming for me, and now I just start my pro journey, and I am so excited. Thank you for everyone that supported me and the people that knew that I was here supporting me also. And sorry guys, had to keep it under wraps, but...
Okay, why did you have to keep it under wraps? Tell us the story behind this.
Oh, okay.
And how far back it goes.
I think the best thing the decision to make it quiet and off social media was for my mental health.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think it was a good choice. Yeah,
it was amazing.
because it is about you in the end of the day. You know what I mean?
And I do feel like coming back from 23, and then with my coma in 23, and then coming back, and then having 2 years of rebuilding myself and the entire journey, which I literally put on social media just to help and inspire other people. Obviously, just that you can pretty much do anything. I kind of felt a bit of pressure to perform and to be at my best for the Australian shows. I did. I won my state title, which was great. That's number 4 for me. And then at nationals, unfortunately, it was a 4th place. Now, yes, I was disappointed. Anyone would be disappointed not placing. That was the very first show since 2014 that I have placed top 3. First show ever.
First show what that you
never placed.
Right.
Yeah. So I was a bit upset about it, but at the same time, I was kind of looking at my photos and looking at where I was, and I was like, you know what, it's okay. Like I wasn't deserving of first place. I wasn't deserving of second place. With how I presented for that show, I knew that I wasn't at my best. The day leading up to that show, there was a little bit of shit went down. I won't say, but I'll just keep that to myself, which brought on a lot of cortisol and a lot of stress. And unfortunately, my body reacted badly, as cortisol does, and it was carrying a lot more fluid. I went on stage flat, wasn't looking my best at all. It was the best. So I knew coming into that show that I wasn't going to win it. I was just going to try and just get through it and do the best thing I could. I didn't expect 4th place, but like I said, it stung a little bit. Coming off stage, within an hour, I had already messaged my coach and said, right, what's the next plan? And he's like, what do you want to do? And I said, let's do Japan. So I had 6 weeks. I hardly told a soul.
Yeah.
The pressure just came off. It was like within that first week, my body responded to everything my coach was asking me to do. And I came in leaner, I came in better, I came in fuller, I came in harder. I was having so much fun. It was like a new sort of lease on life, like a lease on competing, really. It was exciting to sort of keep it quiet too, because it was like, because I always felt very positively about this show. I said, no, when I'm going to get my pro card, I'm just going to put it on social media on a video.
Yeah.
I felt really confident about everything. One thing a lot of people that got shocked about was that I came second actually in the figure, and I went on and did WPD, and I won that, and that's how I got my pro card.
All right.
But for the IFBB, regardless of how you get your pro card, whether you get it in bikini, women's physique, or figure, you can actually compete in any pro division you want.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a last minute decision to do women's physique. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because I teach muscular posing, and I've been doing muscular posing from the very get-go. So my first figure competition was for ICN, and ICN figure is actually front double bicep, back double bicep, so it's all muscular. So I started there.
Yeah.
And then it was IFBB, where it was just quarter turns, where I sort of like stopped doing muscular and did just quarter turns and a presentation. And I started becoming a posing coach, back in 2022, I think I started becoming 21, became a posing coach, and I was teaching all of the ICN, INBA, PCA girls to do muscular posing. So I was still doing it religiously myself. I just wanted I was just focused on figure for IFBB, wanted to become a figure pro. I got the opportunity to do physique, and I told my coach, I said, look, how about I do women's physique? And the reason why I said that was because I was at the gym a week before I left to go to Japan, and I was having a chat with Mike Debenham, which you've had on your podcast before.
You were what with Dead? What was that? You were?
I was with Mike D.
Yep.
He's actually at my gym, at
Yep.
World Gym.
Yep.
Having a bit of a chat to him. And he was having a bit of a talk about the national show and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, he goes, you know, you're a big figure girl, right? And I'm like, really? Am I big? And he goes, no, he goes, you are. You're actually quite a big figure girl. And he didn't actually directly say to me I should do women's physique, but it was like an indirect kind of like, I think that in my head, right?
Yeah.
So I went back home and I had a bit of a think about it. And I thought, shit, why don't I just do both codes? So I messaged my coach and I said, hey, how about I do figure and women's physique? Now, he wasn't for it at all. People was like, no, I think it might negatively impact your figure division. You know, I don't think it's a good idea. Show me some posing and we'll go from there. Because he'd never seen me pose muscular before.
Okay.
Sent him a video. His next message was, fuck yeah, we're doing WBC. Okay, so you're all for it. He said, absolutely. So we registered for that and then we just kept it quiet and I just went for it. I loved every second of it. A pro card's a pro card in my opinion, and that's what I achieved. That's what I wanted to achieve. I set out to get my pro card by the end of 2025. And if it didn't happen in Japan, I would have gone to another show and gone to another show until I got it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. You achieved your goal. That's and I totally get it. I mean, yeah, I totally get it. I mean, by your photos, I was wondering to myself, is this person going to compete soon? I mean, it looks like she's going to compete. I mean, everything pointed in the direction of those legs of yours and some of the posing that was going on. I'm thinking to myself, either she's coming in for a great summer body or this person's really going to compete. One of the two. So I wasn't sure.
I definitely looked my best in Japan. I was shocked with the photos. I looked so good. I was very happy with how I presented. And just how everything went, that whole entire 6 weeks was so great. Like,
what changed in that 6 weeks? What did you tweak? If you thought to yourself, you know what, I added a grain of rice, or I decided to meditate, or what changed? Besides, we know not telling anyone, which took the pressure off you. But what were some of the tweaks that you thought, or what did you double down on that you realized by going quiet you could double down on?
I started to truly believe in myself.
Oh, okay.
I know that you know that to some people it's like that's a bit of a cop out, but it actually was.
Not really.
Like you know what, I can fucking do this. I'm not going to give up on myself. And to not have that social media pressure, not have those people messaging me all the time. Oh, you know, you're looking great, or oh, you know, I can't wait to see you on stage again. Even those types of comments, they're great and all, but they do put a bit of pressure on you to succeed, to become something. And without being cocky, I just kept saying to myself every day, I'm going to get my pro card. I'm going to get this. I deserve this. I need this. I've worked hard for this.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just let everything go. I was just like, you know what? My coach is the ship. He's the rudder and I'm the ship, right? So he directs me here and there. He learnt a lot from the last 2 shows that I did as well, and especially on how my body responded through peak. Being the first show he's prepped me for as well, even though he's had 2 years of data. It was his first time prepping me for a show. So it was a really good experience for him and for myself. And then I think that he did change a little bit around, like there was no extra cardio. There was a little bit less food. But nothing too extreme. No extra supplements, no nothing. Everything was pretty much basically the same. And I think it was just my body just released. Whatever it had to release for it, and it just worked.
Do you think as well, the fact you went under the radar, do you think, like for me at the moment, my training at the moment is I don't take my phone anymore in the gym, right? And do you think the fact that you weren't focused on where the phone sits in the gym and position it, and then you go and sit down and you do the rep, and then you come back and you look at your phone, like, or even if you didn't go back and look at your phone and just said it's there now. But do you think those things add elements to wasting time, wasting mental fortitude, because you're too busy, that you've already got this idea that I'm going to post it, but subconsciously you don't know that, but you've done it. So you're training with a subconscious mind, when I get home, I'm going to be posting that. But now you don't have footage, you have nothing, you know you got nothing, so you just train.
Train, absolutely. I don't put a lot of training stuff on Instagram. And I don't put a lot of family stuff on Instagram because I don't live on Instagram. I live here and now, you know.
Yeah.
I do enjoy social media, but I don't take it to the extreme like some people do, where they feel like they have to tell social media their whole entire day in, day out what they do.
Yeah.
When they're after they're eating dinner at night time to when they go to bed. I don't understand that. Like you gotta have a social media, and then you've got to have life. You can't have just social media as your. It's stupid.
Yeah, no, like I said, I don't take my phone in, which means I don't take my earpods in, and then I'm not looking at anything, so I don't need my reading glasses on. So I kind of go in, and then, but if I do take my phone in, and I have posted of late, occasionally, me training, I haven't even edited it. I've kept it raw. So even the banging and clanking, and you see my finger pressing record, and then me coming back to press unrecord. I've said, and Chris told me raw footage is the winner today. People like unedited, not even good quality screen, just unfiltered. So what I've decided, if I do post something, no music, the clinking and the clanking, and just do the exercise, show people, all right, I might be training at the gym. And sometimes it's not even my best look, because I'm not looking for my best look. And I've realized some people like certain bits and some people dislike certain bits, and I can't please everyone. So we'll just let them know that I'm doing bicep curls, even though when I look at my biceps, I could do a better job, and there's a bit of a swing in there. And what the fuck is that? Love handles on the back of my t-shirt.
Body fat, right? You got to have it. You can't be skinny all the time. But that's another thing that did change too, which you've just reminded me about. I actually changed the times when going to the gym in that last 6 weeks.
All right.
I didn't actually get to see my usual crew. I didn't actually get to see.
Oh, that's a good one too.
You know, I just went in there, headphones on, did my job, walked out. I was kind of very, a bit of a, you know, when they did see me, it was like, oh, I haven't seen you for a week. And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, like whatever. And some of them knew that I was going, like maybe a handful, like maybe 3 or 4 of my close friends knew that I was going there. My family knew and my coach knew. Yeah. A couple of my opposing clients knew, and that was all the support I needed. I didn't need any other than that. Yeah.
I think that's unreal. Well, let's get straight, since we'll step backwards slowly, all right? Let's get the juicy bits to hopefully keep people on this podcast and Chris to get more hooks happening. No, but let's go with 2000. Where is it? Let me find it. Give me a second. Where is it? Just looking through my notes here. Oh, yes. 2023. 2023. Changed everything. You competed in South Australia and you won. And 4 days later, you were in the ICU in a coma fighting for my life. I mean, I'm going to say, you know, after that, but let's talk about what happened.
Doesn't seem real, does it? Yeah. What happened? Well, looking back now, I can see some pretty big red flags leading up to that show.
Okay, what was that?
I was getting a lot of cramping in my body. So normally bodybuilders will get, you know, the odd leg cramp or the arm cramp or whatever, because a lot of bodybuilders, and I'm going to say it, they use clenbuterol to lose more body fat, and clenbuterol unfortunately has the side effect of clenbuterol. You can get cramping. So it's not unheard of for bodybuilders or competitive bodybuilders to use that. So my body, unfortunately, whatever compounds I was on at the time, I'm not sure whether that's what it was affecting me, but my body was constantly in cramp mode. My arms would cramp. I'd have quad and hamstring cramps at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was just, and you can't uncramp both.
Yeah.
Once you uncramp one, the other one's gone.
And I'm
right?
just thinking, which way do you stretch?
It was just real painful. I'd get ab cramps a lot. I would get sitting on the toilet doing number 2. I'd get an ab cramp. But like it was just really ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like big cramp in my body. So that was red flag number 1. Not that I knew that it was red flag at the time. Flag number 2 was that I was doing 2 hours of cardio a day.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot. 2 hours.
And I was on 900 calories a day leading up to that show.
That's the whole thing sounds suicidal. Yeah.
I was tired. I was exhausted. My body was sore. I was not sleeping good. I was sleeping maybe
shutting down.
Basically. And I didn't know at the time because as a bodybuilder, and I've done many, many shows before, I've been there at that point. And I'm probably not so much the cramping so much, but I've been at that exhaustion point. I've been at that 2 hour cardio point. I've been at that not sleeping point, right? So bodybuilding for years under other coaches, under their methods, I would say, and I'm a person that does exactly what I'm told, what a coach tells me to do, you kind of think to yourself, well, this is just normal. This is what you do leading up to a prep. This is how you get lean, right? So leading up to that show, I thought, well, this is just normal. This is just what we do. We just push through it. That's okay. Went to South Australia, started carving up a little bit. The cramping had continued, even though I'd already come off a lot of the stuff leading up to competition. I was still cramping, and I oddly felt sick. Like I felt not sick as in wanting to throw up, but sick as in my body just felt like it was just not operational. It wasn't operating on all cylinders, right? So I did the show. So I went to Adelaide by myself. I did the show, and one thing really stuck out for me at that show. Like I was cramping even on show day. Like I've never cramped before on show day before. I was cramping on stage posing as well, but I was getting through it like okay. And Joe, the South Australian president or organizer, he's not that anymore, but he said to me as I was walking off stage, he goes, "This is the best look you've ever looked, Renee. Congratulations." I walked off stage thinking to myself, holy shit, do I have to literally kill myself to get to the best look?
Yeah.
That's how I thought. I thought, wow, I've killed myself, literally. Didn't know at the time, but I was literally so exhausted, so tired that this is my best look ever. Is this what it takes? So won that show, went back to Queensland, and I must have caught something on the plane. It was like someone must have had a cold or a flu or something. Now, being at those low levels of body fat, you've got low immune system, right? So you've got to be careful of catching anything. So went back home. The next day, I had like this little cough. I was like, a bit of a cough, right? Went to the gym, and I'm the type of person that doesn't get cold very often at all. Like I don't get cold. The winter, I don't get cold. I'm actually got a bit of muscle on me, so I stay warm. I was freezing that day. I was just like, oh my God, I'm really cold, and I was shivering. And one of my girlfriends said to me, "Did you not look right?" And I'm like, "No, I don't feel that great. I think I'm coming down with something." So day 2, woke up and my face was swollen. And I was like, God, why is my face swollen? And I thought it might have been the makeup that they'd used for comp, because this was only 2 days after competition, because it was a different makeup artist, never used them before. And I thought, fuck, maybe I'm allergic to their stuff, right? So I sent a photo to a friend, and I've just gone, "What's wrong with my face?" And they're like, "Oh, you've got to call someone. There's something going on." I said, I'm a bit worried that my throat might swell up. So I called, ambulance came, picked me up, said, all right, what's your symptoms, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, I just don't feel well. You could tell my eyes were swollen. Have you taken anything? We might have to give an injection or something that's been bitten by or anything. No, nothing like that. Got into the hospital and I had a lung infection. And they're like, oh, well, you got a lung infection. Okay, no worries. I had lumps all over my face. And I'm like, where are these lumps coming from? These are my lymph nodes. Marbles in around my face. I had marbles in underneath my armpit, in my groin, around everywhere. I was like, they're like, what is going on with her? So got the blood work back and my inflammation markers were through the roof. They're like, there is something going on in your body and we don't know what's going on. So they whacked so much stuff into me, like they think like antibiotic stuff to try to knock it down, thinking it was like some kind of bronchitis or pneumonia or something. Lung infection. Penicillin, the whole lot, nothing worked. My increase, I got worse over time. Day 3, I was already on high flow oxygen. I had 7 MRIs in 28 hours. My lungs were just getting filled and filled and filled with like some kind of, they described it as like putty. And no airways within 24 hours of being in the hospital. They're like, we don't know what's going on. Blood work was coming back. My liver was shutting down. My kidneys were shutting down. My lungs were literally, there was no airways left. I aspirated 4 times on the respiratory ward. So the 4th time I aspirated, I collapsed on a nurse, and they had to revive me. And they had all of the crash card in and everything else, whatever. And that was when they said, look, we have to put the main line in to prepare her for an induced coma. Because we don't know what's wrong with her. We can't help her. These drugs aren't helping. They're just bouncing back. She's getting worse.
Wow.
By the time they put the main line in and they put me into a coma, my liver had already shut down and my kidneys. So they basically said to my family, once they put me in induced coma, they said to my family, you better start making arrangements.
Whoa.
They weren't expecting me to pull out of this at all. At all. My body went septic. Literally, my body was poisoning. My body was poisoning itself. Yeah. So it was just very fortunate that a lovely doctor had heard about my case. And they pretty much wanted to use everything. They even said that they took stuff out of the vault. So in the vault, obviously there was like antibody stuff that they needed to get permission to use to try to fix me. That wasn't working. They tested me for everything under the sun. Even like they had infectious disease team, the whole thing. They're like, she's picked up something. We don't know what it is. This is new. Of COVID. I had, they had hazmat suits on and everything in case I was like infectious. I don't know if it's something.
Oh my God.
And this doctor just happened to know about my case, and he said to one of the other doctors, have you tried this drug? And they're like, no, we haven't tried it yet. He goes, it was an anti-cancer, it's a cancer, it's a drug for cancer. And they said, her inflammation needs to come down now. If this inflammation continues, she's going to die.
Yeah.
There's no survive this. So the drug that they gave me, and I've forgotten what the name was, but they gave me 10 times as much as what they would normally give a patient.
Wow.
So they gave that to me, and within probably about 6 hours, I started to improve.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, she's improving. We're going to keep giving her this drug. So I was in a coma for 6 days.
Wow.
And they tried pulling me out a little bit earlier, but it didn't work. I started choking again and not breathing, so they put me back under again. And then when I came out, and you're going to laugh about this one because you're Greek.
Yep.
I started sounding like a Greek nonna. Like I had a Greek accent for some unknown reason. I don't know. I came out talking Greek, and they're like, "Is she Greek?" I'm like, no, she's not Greek. She's not.
Well, you went back to your roots. We did the origin. Everyone's from Greece.
I know. Apparently, one of my close friends, she's like a spiritual guide thing, and she said that's your past life coming out.
For sure.
So yeah, that was a bit weird, and then it took me a few days to get my bearings. Obviously, to sort of, because I'd lost 6 days, and when you lose 6 days, believe it or not, your body knows that time's passed and you don't remember, right? And that was hard to comprehend that I was, and all the rest of it. They still don't know why. They put it down to a condition called organizing pneumonia. Now, organizing pneumonia is an acute pneumonia that affects elderly people, and that's what they die of.
My God. Do you, my questions to you, one is, does it feel weird coming out of a coma? What is it like being in a coma? Did you feel like, what I'm saying is, did you feel like you just slept for a night and you got up the next day and someone told you it's 6 days later, or you knew it was 6 days later?
I had no idea what time had passed.
Does it shock you when you hear 6 days later?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it feels like you kind of, your memory. I unfortunately sometimes, and it doesn't happen to everybody, but unfortunately I got short-term memory loss through my coma. And that does happen from people that go into induced comas. Some things happen like that.
Well, your husband must be happy. Short-term memory loss. I mean, it would be good to get long-term as well. I mean, he'd probably prefers long-term. Hey, short-term is like, do I really love you? Hang on.
You're right. Exactly.
Thank God long-term still's there.
Yeah, but no, it's an odd feeling. Your memory has to sort of, it feels like it has to reboot. It's like, you know people's faces, but the names aren't coming out your mouth. So it's almost like you can't remember their name, but you know who they are. So that, like I said, that took a little while. Probably the worst thing is that I lost all of my muscle. And if anyone knows what it feels like to lose muscle, you can't wait there. You can't walk. You can't move. You can't even lift the arm up without it just flopping back down again. So I had lost everything that I had built.
Yeah.
It was tough mentally to think that, wow, but in the last 8 years, I've been working to this physique and I've just lost it within 3.5 weeks.
I do know, and I could share my story, but and you have been very open, which is pretty cool. We don't have many females open so much, meaning in relation to compounds. Did they ever think, or did you think it could have been compounds?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because when a very close friend of mine, she knew what I was taking. I've always been very honest and upfront with what I've taken, and it's always good for someone to know too, just in case someone has something happen.
Yeah. Keep going.
She actually took a list into the hospital of what I was taking.
All right.
When I gave it to the doctor.
Were the doctors surprised? Did they question you over that? Did they lecture you?
It was me that questioned them, because once I got my bearings and I was out of ICU and I went back into the ward, I constantly asked the doctors, and the specialists, please tell me if any of this caused this. I need to know, because if it did, I will never ever do this again. I need to learn my lesson. You know what I mean? They actually came out saying that what I was taking didn't cause my sickness. I did actually get some kind of bug, but what I was taking made it a perfect storm.
Hey guys, Nutrition Warehouse, your .1 store for all your supplement needs. Visit in-store here in Australia or New Zealand, or go to nutritionwarehouse.com.au, or for our New Zealanders, go to nutritionwarehouse.co.nz, shop away, and at checkout, why not use discount code MTP15 to get 15% off all your orders. Hey guys, just want to thank one of our major sponsors, Alka-Power Water, as I cradle their 10-litre box here. alkapower.com.au. Go check them out. They're in your major retail stores, supermarkets, and please get yourself alkalined with Australia's #1 alkaline water, Alkapower. Alkapower.com.au. Go check them out now. Hey guys, Steve here. Muscle Talks podcast. Just a quick shout out to one of our amazing sponsors, Macro Foods. You know how I feel about food. Food is very important to me. Macrofoods.com.au. Go check them out. And to get that little bit more off the price, use code MTP10 to get 10% off all your orders. So myself, when I did a cycle at 49, turning 50, I thought I'm going to treat it like a comp. That's the only. I've never been on stage, but I've treated significant moments in my life like competition. So I usually know 12 weeks out what's coming up. So 12 weeks out, I just start ramping up like I'm going to go on stage. But I've realised I've not done true stage prep, because stage prep is basically when you are fighting mind and muscle because you're fucked completely, right? So I haven't completely got to that area, but I know with myself, I don't have that condition now, but I used to have could be years, could be months. I had a thing called colitis, where it's just sometimes your bowels become infected. But I realised the cycle brought that on, and I ignored it to the point where when I did a second cycle, I lost my appetite. And I ended up in hospital because I couldn't control the infection. But the bad thing was I felt very guilty because I felt like maybe the cycle brought it on. So to say I've never touched it since, not because I haven't, not because I wouldn't do any compounds again. I have to have significant moments to know what I'm doing and if I decide what to do. So at the moment, my training's been really doubling down on the natural aspect, which is, am I really eating well? Am I really training well? Am I really resting well? And have I got a routine? Have I got a constant, not only Monday to Friday, but week to week, month to month routine going on? Have I done some distance? So I guess I have, but I was going to say, were you concerned then once you were out to start addressing a comp again? Was that in the back of your mind?
So this might shock a few people, but when I got back into the respiratory ward and I started asking all the questions about the doctors, I felt like I needed something to blame. I was like, something has to have caused this. This can't just be something happens, right? It can't be just this, it just happened. But unfortunately, that's just the way it happened. They said that, look, it didn't cause it, but it didn't help it.
No, that helps.
And the coach that I had at the time, I'm not going to say names because I've never spoken negatively on social media about him.
That's right.
The coach at the time, I did everything he asked me to do, and I don't blame him, but I felt the need no longer to be with him because I didn't trust that. I didn't, because
you didn't trust the compound side?
Yeah, in the back of my mind, I felt that was the reason why. In the back of my mind,
you know.
I knew that wasn't just a thing. That what I went through, and looking back with what happened leading up to that show, there was so many red flags that I was so in depth in that prep, and so like just tunnel vision that I didn't see the red flags. I didn't start, and I didn't question it, and I didn't ask, and I wish I had have asked more questions. And I didn't at the time. I guess I just thought it was just normal for me to go through this. So I left that coach, and so the day I asked all the questions for the doctors, and they said no. I said to my family, that's it, I quit. I'm no longer doing bodybuilding. I'm done. This is it. And I'm done. The following day, after thinking about it overnight, my family comes back in and I'm like, you know what? This comeback story is going to be the best. I'm giving up, but I need to find another coach. So my goal was to find a coach that was going to keep me 100% healthy. when I found Cuba, I found him 2 days before my 27th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Messaged him and I sent him over photos of me that looked like a skun rabbit. I looked terrible.
Mm.
I told him my whole entire story. I told him everything that I was put on, everything that I did, what happened, coma wise, whatever, everything. And he came back to me and he said, "You know what, Renee?" He goes, "I just want to get you healthy and happy."
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what he did. And he started off small, and we were checking bloods every single week. We're making sure everything was in level. We had no cycle at all happening on it. It was all natural. Until I started getting healthy, and I got really healthy. And that's when we decided, well, okay, well, when are we going to shoot for a show? And I told him 2 years. I said, well, I need 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, no worries. And then we did our first show, obviously this year in October. So, and I've been with him since November 23.
Yeah. I blamed my coach too, which was me. It was myself. I was actually thinking about it today. Even Chris can listen. I cannot believe the compounds I was on. No, I've got them written. No, listen, I've got them written down. No, but what? No, I'm not. No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. All right. I'm going to tell two stories to you quickly. I'll see. I remember I'd never had a shop ever in my life. And at 30, I quit being a computer engineer, network engineer, and I bought a juice bar and salad bar in the city. And I remember hiring people. And I remember walking in the first day and I said to the chef out the back, he goes, "What do you want me to make?" And I said, "Make me 4 of your best salads." That's all I said, right? 8.5 years later, I sold the business, did okay with it, you know what I mean? But took it from a shop that was probably doing $6K a week, I took it to $17K. It was doing $17,000 a week. But so when I went to this guy to get compounds, I just said, "Give me whatever." I didn't even know what to take. I just said, I walked in, he goes, "So what do you want to do?" I said, "I don't know, you tell me what I need to do," right? And this guy, the only reason I went to him because I knew his brother had competed and like they were both quite jacked. And I just went with gym bro jacked up guys. That's all it was, right? But this guy, he was really bringing in the stuff. He had it all. It was all proper. But what I'm getting at is he said to me, he goes, "Do you know what you need to do here?" I said, "No, just tell me." And he's like, "Do you even know how to inject?" I said, "Just show me." And he did. And then I went. And then I wrote down this. It's on my phone now. Honestly, it's on my phone. I wrote all these notes. Heaps of notes. But what I'm getting is, and then I'm going to go to this bit. When I got sick and I lost my appetite and I ended up in hospital for a week, and the funniest thing is I peaked in hospital. I peaked. Like when I say peaked, they gave me a biscuit. I just had a biscuit. They give you a biscuit and tea. I had a biscuit and then I just looked at my body and it just sucked that biscuit in. And even the nurses go, "Fuck, you're so muscular." I'm talking about teardrops, abs. I was like ripped. I said, "Great." I peaked in hospital, right? I peaked in hospital. But this is what happened. When I came out, I felt guilty and I actually put on 20 kilos. And I thought, this is another story in itself. I thought maybe I'm depressed and I took an antidepressant, which I didn't realize gave me an allergic reaction and actually took me to hell. And it took me 2.5 years to get out of hell. 2.5 years to get out of hell, right? Literally wanting to out myself every day. 2.5 years. And like I said, put on 20 kilos. And the story's deeper than that. Like I look at myself and I think, who the fuck is that Steve? Like it's a story in itself. I even admitted myself into hospital. That's how much by myself. Everything was just by myself. But cut a long story short, I've lost 25 kilos. I'm fucking better than ever. and now we've got the comeback.
You mentioned before about women not talking about compounds, and I think that that's a big issue.
It is a big
because
issue. It is.
women don't want to talk about it.
But the thing is, I think that we all know it. Everyone knows it now. Everyone is aware of it. Us guys talk about it openly, but I think it's going to be more dangerous because it's not so necessary. It's not necessarily because the guys are speaking so openly about it. But it hasn't enticed me to take it. It hasn't made Chris to want to take it. It doesn't make us think we should take it. But I think the more the women keep it taboo, the more maybe women will make mistakes because we've also, I'll just let you know, I'll give you an example quickly. Like, Monica Brandt? Monica Brandt? She was natural at Olympia, which shocked me, but that's what it was like in the 90s. The girls would be different what she was in. Abby Bolton, who's going to be doing 2026 Arnold's, she's natural. Like, it's also refreshing. Not to say it's a bit of both because it can make you believe some stuff, that's fitness as well. It's a little bit different. Like I said, it's people are choosing that and maybe it's being a good gymnast. But like I said, it's good that you're sharing it. But I think you'd be probably the first.
Really?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Really? Yeah. We've had.
I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not going to openly sit down and tell people what I take.
No.
All I can say is that I am not taking as much as what my previous coach gave me. That's for sure. And I've actually improved and grown so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 49 years old, Steve.
How old are you? 49.
Yeah.
Wow, you look amazing.
Thank you. I turned 49 2 days after I won my pro card. And I might have to ask Tony this, but I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest woman to get their pro card in Australia.
Yeah, well, I think firstly, like I said, with this show, I've never dived in. You can tell it's not chicken and rice. It's never been a chicken and rice podcast, and it's very much about mind. It's a bit about everything. It's just life, who we are, and I've never pushed the narrative of steroids on anyone, and no one. Like I said, I don't think the show works that way. I think it just works with conversation, and even myself. I think people have got to learn a lot about me, and I seem to open up a lot about myself, but. What I'm saying is the moral of my story with your story is I'm so glad that you got back on that horse soon enough. You gave yourself 2 years, changed coaches, and
I learned a different way.
Yeah,
I learned doing prep. I can tell you right now, I will no longer be doing those 2 hours of cardio and murdering myself on 900 calories a day.
Yeah.
My coach, I was on a minimum of 1,450 calories leading up to all of the shows, and I was maximum of half an hour of cardio.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's
super healthy. Not even one cramp, Steve. Not one cramp.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that's why you ended up getting your pro card. I think, unfortunately, you needed to go through that. What was that?
Needed to learn a big lesson.
Well, also the big lesson here is you were a photographer, a newborn and family photographer in Australia, winning multiple awards accredited through the AIPP. So because Chris is into cameras, Chris is into photos because he's a cinematographer. What got you into that?
If he's Canon, I don't like him.
Have you got Canon? He doesn't like Canon either. Yeah, thumbs down. What do you got, Chris? What have we got here? Sony's.
There you go. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, there you go. So forget about what happens if Canon wants to sponsor us? We fucked up, didn't we? Jesus Christ. Don't listen to them. Hey, if Canon's listening and you're willing to throw big dollars, I'll say it's a good camera. Don't listen to them. I'll be Canon then. Yeah, there'll be Canon too. He'll be Canon as well.
An incredible photography career. I was at the best in 2013, 2014. I'd won the accredited AIPP Family Photographer of the Year award. That is incredibly hard to achieve, which I did achieve.
Where were you based? Where were you based?
New South Wales,
Where?
Aberglasslyn.
Where?
Aberglasslyn.
Was that?
Near Cessnock, Rutherford.
Okay.
Maitland.
Yep, got it. Just. Yeah, go on. So great photographer.
Half an hour from Newcastle.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I suppose what I kind of wanted to say about the reason why I wanted to talk about my photography career as well is because even at such a young age as a little girl, I've always wanted to. I set my mind to something that I want to achieve, right? So I set my mind to achieve that award in 2014. It took me 7 years to get there, and I got there.
Okay.
Once I got there, though, after busting my butt and not hardly ever seeing my family and, shooting five days a week and editing 7 days a week, and I was just literally like working my butt off. I was only eating at nighttime, so I was putting on so much weight. And I was always relatively a biggish girl. I wasn't always tiny. And I just went up to like almost 92 kilos.
Oh my gosh. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Okay.
Yeah. But 92 kilos on me fat.
That's tubbos. Yeah.
It was no muscle. It was bad. And then my knees presented really badly. I got rheumatoid arthritis in both of my knees. And they wanted to give me a knee replacement. And I said, well, I'm in the height of my career right now. I can't have 6 months off. Like, what's the next option? And they said, oh, go see a strength coach. And this is the first time I've ever been to a gym. And I went to a good old Genesis gym. I signed up and I went to the PT there. His name was Rian. I'll never forget it. He was 23 years old from South Africa. Hot as hell, tattoos all over him.
Oh yeah. That always goes well with a overweight wife photographer.
I was so overweight that I had this big T-shirt on, thinking I'd cover up all my fat.
Yeah, but you needed something good for the eyes at the same time. I mean, yeah.
I looked awful, and because I couldn't do anything because of my so bad, I couldn't lunge. I struggled to walk. I couldn't run. I couldn't incline treadmill. He gave up on the fitness test that all PTs do. He's like, oh, stuff this fitness test. You can't do it. I was crying the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
He goes, let me think about something. He goes, what's wrong with your knees? And I told him about my knees. He's like, all right. He goes, we need to build up the muscle around your patellas because that's my patellas with the issue. He goes, that leg extension machine over there is going to be best friend.
Yeah.
He goes, that's what you're going to do for the next 6 months. I said, are you kidding me? That's all? He goes, yep.
Yeah.
Every single day. That's why I've got legs the way that I have.
You have got good legs.
Every single day I did that machine. Every single day. Over time, the muscle built up around my knees. My knees went more. I started lunging. I started deadlifting. I started treadmilling. And that's when it all started for me. Moved from New South Wales to Queensland. Met my very first bodybuilding coach, Matt. Did a weight loss challenge for him. Lost another 10 kilos. And he said, hey, have you ever thought of doing bodybuilding? So I went to my husband and said, hey, I want to do a bodybuilding show. Oh, they're all on steroids. What's going on? You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hang on a second. There's natural competitions we can do. Like, that's what I want to do. He's like, okay, no worries. So started with IMBA.
Yeah.
And I won every show that year.
Wow.
And then that was the year that they split too. At the end of the year, they split and then ICN was formed.
Yep.
So I became pro in IMBA sports and fitness that year at the end of the year of 2014, and then ICN moved on, and then they said, look, if you come over to ICN, we'll say that we'll keep that pro card for you. And I said, yeah, okay, no worries. So then I became pro in also ICN as well, and then competed pro over the until I went to IFBB. Yeah.
What was the shift for IFBB? Only because you'd done enough in the ICN and the natural arena, or were you still natural at IFBB?
Yes, my first competition I was old Paddy. Yeah, and you can tell.
I did have. You look good.
Yeah, and that was the last Arnold, the last true Arnold Australia had.
What year was that?
2019.
I was there.
You were there?
I was there at 49, ripped up before I ended up in hospital. because I was thinking of competing at that show.
No.
I was, but I didn't have a coach. I didn't have nobody. I was on my compounds, and I thought I could join a competition a week before, and then I realized that doesn't really happen that way. And so, yeah, I know. So I'm like, and so instead of competing, do you know, it was actually my first bodybuilding show in the 2000s at all.
Wow.
The only time I ever went to bodybuilding shows was the 90s. I went to bodybuilding shows in the 90s. So I went there at the Arnold's in 2019.
Oh, you wouldn't have remembered.
You know what's funny? I'm going to have to go back and look at your photo because
Rose Black won that year. She won.
Who won?
Black,
Who won?
Rose, she won her pro card that year, and she's natural.
There you go. So I tell you why, because I know a few guys that competed that year, and they came from a gym I was training at called Hardcore, and one of them kept winning. He didn't get a pro card, but he kept winning his division. And I guess that was the first time I was introduced to the girls on stage. And I guess I was watching it. And even when I was walking around to go to the bathroom and I could see all the women, I thought, what's changed here? Because like in the 90s, it was predominantly guys and just open class. And here I am going, my God, there's a lot of girls in bikinis here, in their swimwear, whatever it's called, in their costume. And I'm thinking, wow, this is, obviously a heterosexual male. I'm thinking this is pretty good,
Absolutely. It was a because I debuted in ISBB. I won my state competition. So I was a state competition winner then. Went to the won the Masters title up against 21 women.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I came third overall in the Open. As a good old little natty competitor. And then as the years went on, like I said, said to you earlier on and at the start of the podcast, the last national show that I did was the only show that I ever placed top 3.
Okay.
So I've always won. I won all my ICN comps, all my INBA competitions, won all my overalls in my state competitions, and then always came second at nationals. I was always a bridesmaid. And so I've won 5 IFBB state titles, 8 master titles, and 1 third and 3 seconds at nationals.
What do you think gives you the edge over others to win? Because you win, so you were winning. So what was it?
I was winning, and I'm a bit of an oddball. I don't get upset when I don't win. It's I'm always there to congratulate the winner when they do. I've always been a gracious loser.
I don't know if I am, but go ahead. Yeah,
I've never been one to throw the bathwater out. Like I've never been one to chuck it backstage or anything like that. Bodybuilding being subjective, you just gotta take it under the chin, take it on the chin. What makes me a winner, I suppose, is that I feel at home on that stage.
Oh wow!
I feel confident. I never was a confident person previous to bodybuilding. I always covered up my body because I was overweight, and even when I lost all the weight, I still covered up my body. I wasn't a confident body person. Bodybuilding brought that confidence out of me. It's almost like my different persona. I could put on a different hat, Steve, and be someone else, right? Like my daughter gave to me a few years back. She gave me a lot of Wonder Woman stuff, and she's like, "You're my," and it kind of feels like that. I put a costume on, and I'm a different person, and I love it. I enjoy it. I love the grind. I love the consistency. I love the routine of it all. Everything, I'm a bit OCD like that, Steve, where I need everything routine. So bodybuilding for me was perfect.
Do you find, I know I was a fat kid till my teenage years. I think when I got to year 7, maybe year 8, I started to lose the weight. Were you this 90 kilo 90-something kilo woman, does she still play a haunting role around your body in your mind at the moment? Though you might see muscles and glutes and quads and teardrops and delts, do you still go, when you walk away from the mirror, do you still bring the fat girl? I apologize I say it that way, but does that person haunt you sometimes?
In my off season.
Yeah, mine haunts me all the time though.
When the weight starts piling back on and the body fat starts accumulating, you're like, damn, like you start to feel uncomfortable in your own skin, you know. But if anything, because I was a big person, I can relate to people that have been big, you know, and I can help women get through and navigate that as well, because I think I've said it a couple of times. I'm a posing coach, and I actually some of these lessons that I have with my girls are very mental based. You know, how they're feeling, what they're going through. Some are first time, some are you know been in the game for a long time. But we all have that body dysmorphia. We all have that. We all have that. Oh, I'm not lean enough, or I'm not conditioned enough. I don't have enough muscle. I'm feeling flat today, and we all go through the roller coaster of emotions. The best thing I can ever give someone, advice to someone, is just trust the process. Try not to doubt yourself too much. What you see in the mirror is not what everyone sees.
Yeah, no, it's true. I agree. I know myself, because I go every morning. Like I have a few routines, but one of them is I just jump on my racer, meaning pushy racer, and I ride to the cafe. I get a coffee and I do my walks. Every morning I just walk, right? Excuse me. And because it's coming into summer and it's hot and I'm 56, I kind of go, we don't need these grandfather shadow lines from the sun. We need to take off our T-shirt. And honestly, I struggle with the whole walk with my T-shirt off, even though I'm kind of fairly lean or fairly built in a sense. I still have to talk to myself through the whole time not to put the T-shirt on. I'm going like, when are you going to put it on? All right, maybe to this point we'll put it on. We'll put it on. We'll put it on. And then I know which point I usually put it on, because when I get back towards the cafe, I put it on before we come around the corner. And then when I get to that point, I'm very happy to put my T-shirt back on. It's just funny how sometimes, we can work so hard to have the best shape, but we find it very hard to, besides you having the state to show it off in general. What was that, sorry?
No one's judging you. I think people
it's me
feel like judged all the time, you know. And if anything, you need to stop judging yourself and stop thinking that people are judging you, and then just be. If you want your shirt off, Steve, freaking show your body off. Right?
I tell you, I struggle, but we'll talk about quotes. But I want, before we go into some of your quotes, because you've got a few here on your page, your family, are they chicken and rice? No.
No. It's not very often that I'll actually have a family meal, sit down.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
They will have a different meal to me. Yeah. I'm very strict with what I eat in my diet. I'm being a little bit more flexible this off season. The last 2 years have not been flexible at all. I think I had 2 off-plan meals the whole 2 years with Cuba. But this time around, I think we're going to incorporate a little bit more off-plan meals, so I can sit down with my family and have a meal together instead of just having my usual. I'm definitely not a chicken and rice girl. I would say I'm a chicken, rice, avocado, pineapple girl.
Oh, pineapple! I've got to get some pineapple.
Chicken, rice, avocado, and pineapple.
Is it?
Oh mate, it's the bomb.
Wow.
It is absolute bomb.
Really? What do you put, sauce or just salt?
No, just salt.
Wow, I'm doing that tonight then. I'm doing it.
And my salt is also like monitored every day as well, so it's consistent. So making sure that my electrolytes and everything are all on board. But I'm on probably about 2,500 calories at the moment, and I'm reversing out of a comp, so that's not too bad.
Do you give it?
Yeah, look.
Sorry, go on.
Okay.
No, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, like I'm still preparing my own meals and then preparing my children's meals differently. Yeah.
My family I didn't compete, but I ate chicken and rice every day, right? And to the point where my kids were holding up crucifixes saying, please, no more chicken and rice. Stop the fucking chicken and rice. And does your family have something similar to, well, unfortunately I'm divorced, but I remember we used to go get ice cream. And, the kids get ice cream, like my kids would get ice cream. And they turn, sometimes they'll turn to you and say, do you want a bite? Like, do you want to try my ice cream? My kids would turn around and go to me, do you want to try my ice cream? And I go, no, because they knew I'd say no, but they never asked their mum. They go, okay. So in other words, they used to, and then their mum would bite too much of it or whatever. So they knew, oh, Dad's perfect. Like, we can turn around and say, hey, you want to try our ice cream? And I go, no, I'm all right. And they go, oh, beautiful, he won't try it. And I remember used to buy Magnum ice cream, right? Just a Magnum pack. And that's a pack of 4. And I used to go, they used to get into it on a Wednesday. Let's say I brought it home. Giselle and the kids, they would have their Magnums. And they go to me, why do you have yours? I said, I'm going to leave for Saturday. Like, leave it for maybe after my workout, just something, a little reward, a bit of a cheap meal. Do you think it made it to Saturday? I'd open up the freezer and I go, where the fuck is my Magnum? And they'd go, oh, you can go get one now. I said, it defeats the fucking purpose. I know I can get one every day. I had put it there for me to reward myself. And they go, oh, you can go get your own. But is that how your family is?
My kids have stopped asking me. They know it's a definite no.
Yeah.
I don't even lick the bowl of if I'm making a cake. Like I just can't, because I think once you start, you just don't.
Look, I'm the same. I make desserts, but I haven't made desserts for a while, so I just try to.
Yeah. If anything, Steve, I think the weirdest thing that I do
What's
when I'm
weirdest?
is that I actually make everything I want to eat for my kids. So if I want burgers, I'll make them for my kids.
I love making homemade stuff. Yeah, I think it's cool.
If I've got a special dessert that I want to try after competition, I'll make it for my kids in prep. So it's like I enjoy watching them eat it, and I'm like, oh, is it nice? Is it really good? Because I know I can't eat it, but I get the whole description of how good it is.
I made, like I said, I'm a bit of a crazy dude. I play around with food as well. And someone told me one of their pre-contest foods, right, to prepare for the next day was pavlova. They would have a pavlova the night before, and I make pavlovas. I make a very mean pavlova. I make a.
I love pavlova.
Well, so I made these little ones, these individual pavlovas. But then I realized after I tested my body, my sugars and everything else, I said, there's too many here. So I just take it to my kids. I said, fuck, I eat these pavlovas, or else I'm going to eat them. I make tiramisu as well. I make a mean tiramisu.
Son would love you. He's a mad tiramisu. I'm not much of a tiramisu person, but
I love tiramisu.
Pavlova is my Achilles heel.
Oh, no, pavlova, yeah, no, I do it. So you seem to have a lot of motivational quotes. So let's go with your latest one. Your latest one says, sometimes the universe takes you on a journey you didn't know you needed to bring you everything you ever wanted. Trust the plan. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what happened this year. Okay. Exactly what happened 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. Every adversary, every failure, every heartache carries the seed of a equal or greater benefit. Do you think so?
100%.
I don't feel that way right now.
Huge believer of that, and the quotes that I do put on, I believe all of them, and I choose them in particularly. Like I don't just act.
All right. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that.
But that's 100%.
I don't feel that way though myself.
So you don't believe in yin yang? Dark, light, good, bad.
At the moment, I feel like everything's dark. I don't know why. I'm being tested.
Gonna turn around, Steve.
I don't know how. I don't know when it's close to breaking me.
It will turn around.
I hope so.
I have been at death's door. I was at death's door. I did die.
Yeah.
Very bottom that you could possibly get to. And if I can crawl myself out of that, I can do anything.
Yeah, but no, I don't want to. Yeah, but my one is everything around me. I just seem to. There's a lot of potholes in my life at the moment. Just seems like no matter where I turn, I've got a pothole. What do we got here? What's that?
I'm thinking maybe it's quite possible that maybe you're creating the pothole.
Let's go into that. How am I creating the potholes? Tell me.
Maybe you're just being a little bit too negative. Maybe you're not seeing anything positive out of what's happening. Maybe you're not seeing the right side of things.
Okay, well, all right. One sec. Hey, Chris, maybe you're right. Am I a negative person or a positive person? If you had to choose between the two. Taking a long time there.
Positive, I think.
Overall positive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it can be negative sometimes.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
overall positive. All right. I let's do a counselling session on Steve. You might be right. You might be right, Renee. All right? You might be right. I don't think I'm a negative person, to be honest. I don't think that. I really don't. But I think I've become probably things around me have made me feel defeated and angry. But I don't know how to shake it. I don't know. What's that?
You dug a hole. You dug a hole and you got to dig yourself out of it.
I don't know how.
When you're in that hole, which my daughter would, because my daughter, I didn't talk a lot about my family, but my daughter.
Let's talk about your family. Enough about Steve.
My daughter is on antidepressants. She has been on antidepressants since she was 11. She has attempted to harm herself many times.
How old is she now?
10 now. So I had firsthand have seen what depression can do. It's heartbreaking. And she would describe it as, hey Steve, you're in a hole. You're in a deep, deep, dark hole and you can't see a light anywhere. Once you start to say, okay, I'm in the hole. All right, let it consume me, or you break out of it. You got to make the choice, whether it's going to consume you, whether you're going to sit there and wallow on it, or you're just going to be like, yeah, fuck it. That's just life. What else?
Well, I don't know. I could, not that I want to, I could debate it, argue the point, meaning, but something strange is going on. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of something going on. I don't know what it is, and I've tried to run with faith, and today I really felt like faith has let me down. Really felt it. So, having said that, your daughter, I'll let you know. My daughter, her name is Ruby. She's 22, and she suffered anxiety, depression, was antidepressants, and she actually left school. She was a good student, good kid, but just left school at year 9, feeling she couldn't handle bullies, being bullied, anyone being bullied. Just hated the feeling. So she left in year 9. My daughter's also done hospital school, right? She's done hospital school. But I'll just let you know, she's a performing artist now. She's a triple threat. She's a singer, dancer, actress. She went to one, if not the second best performing arts school in Australia, and graduated. And she's done some stage shows. She's got an amazing agency, and we're rocking it. So just let your daughter know she can rock it.
It's right now when you talk about your daughter.
What was that? Sorry.
face right now when you talk about your daughter.
How's
I
my
see,
face?
I see pride, so much love, so much
Mm.
respect,
Yeah, I
right?
love her.
Why can't you grab hold of those feelings,
Mm.
continue with that, whatever's going on in your life, just focus on that situation, that feeling that
Mm.
you
I think because, like I said, I think people are enjoying muscle talks because they get to find out about Steve a little bit. But I,
without me knowing your absolute situation, if there's people around you that that the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling, get rid of the people.
yeah, but it's predominantly people I love.
Well, then, if it's predominantly people that you love, then you need to sit down with those people and tell them how you feel.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but it is. I don't really have a big group of people, but I think I have Renee, I have a persona. I have an image. I portray something that others seemingly want me to be, but they don't delve in to know who I really am, right? So the thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is, Chris probably maybe can vouch for it, but do you know, even everywhere I go, no matter where I go, someone says, "Do I know you?" Everywhere I go, they say to me, "I look like someone. Do I
Yeah.
know you?" I was parking my car. Listen to this, Chris. I was parking my car in Newtown on Saturday, and I rock up, parking my car, and these two drunk guys get out of the pub, and they're kind of taking up the road a little bit, and I think my car's a little bit loud. And one guy goes, "Ah, fucking shut up," or something like that. And I heard it. And one guy turned around thinking, because my car's a little bit of a fast four, maybe they expected some little twerk in it. And I looked at the guy and he looked at me and he goes, "I think I kind of wanted to see." I said, "What was that?" I don't know. I was in the mood. And he goes, "Oh, nothing. But do you know you look like this comedian?" And I said, "Who's the comedian?" He goes, and he said the name. But he goes, "Nice car." Like I could see they were buttering me up. But what I'm getting at is I was ready to retaliate only because I'm on edge. But what I'm getting at is, what I'm trying to say, Renee, is that's the thing. I believe I'm a book that's judged by its cover, like every day.
Not at all. You shouldn't feel that way.
Oh, it is the case. It is the case. But the thing is, I don't know. Like I
I
think
can relate to that, Steve. I mean, I do find, and another reason why I wanted to do this podcast is I don't think people, when you're on social media,
mm,
it's tough because people have this idea of you on
mm.
what kind of person that you might be, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Majority of people on social media wouldn't know that I have two children with autism.
Mm,
Majority of people wouldn't know that everyday life for me is a struggle with my
yeah,
child.
yeah,
That my daughter wants to commit suicide
yeah.
every single month. That my son is also feeling the same way, that he's having his own struggles. So, like, it's not something that I put on social media for people to know about, right? They only what they want. They only give them what they want to see, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So they have an idea of me. They have an idea of me, right? Sometimes when people meet me, they also have an idea of me. They're like, "Oh, she's either a bitch or she's really lovely." Right? Because I tell it as it is. I'm a very honest person. If
I
someone
think
wants to,
honesty gets us in trouble.
big trouble,
Yeah.
big, like this podcast is probably going to get me in big trouble.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Like I'm a very honest person. And if someone looks at, "Oh, Renee, his dress look like on me," if it looks like shit, I'm going to tell them it looks like shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I want you to tell your daughter Ruby's story. Like I said, Ruby, when she left at year 9, she went to TAFE and she finished year 10 at TAFE, right? Hear me out. She was definitely doing performing arts casually on the side with little, art schools, performing arts schools, little ones. And then she did makeup. She did makeup and she actually removed she made my arm look like I didn't have a tattoo. It was amazing, right? And then at TAFE, she studied music, but as a singer, because she can sing. And then after TAFE, she said, I'm going to apply for ED5. ED5 is a performing arts school. And they only take a certain amount of students. But the thing is, what I'm getting at is just tell your daughter, like, and I tell everyone that just, you know, you don't know what you don't know. No one knows anything. You just keep going. If it's not perfect, it does not matter. If it's not perfect, if you're not like everyone else, it does not matter. It's
My
just,
kids, everybody else.
yeah. But what I'm getting at is even your son, my son at the moment, I mean, we had a big dust up today. Oh my God. He's full-time. He's doing full-time at the moment, just finished school as well. My kids I grew up going to school whether you liked it or not. What?
Doing engineering degree, robotics engineering at QUT in Brisbane.
Well, there you go. Well, my son's doing fighting. He's a Muay Thai fighter, and he did his third fight on the weekend. You probably saw me posting that. You're probably wondering why did I have my stories the Muay Thai?
I did Muay Thai. Oh, gee, back in 20. When did I do Muay Thai? Back in 2012.
Wow.
Years and years ago. Loved it.
Yeah. He's quite good. But anyway, just let them know if we don't have it planned, it's not planned anywhere for anyone. Just keep going.
This is my son.
Yeah, I can see he's got great beard on him. He's got a great beard. And what about? How are you? How are
This is
you?
my.
Yeah, I love your beard. Tell him.
Thank you. He's a wool. Honest.
Yeah, it's a great beard. It's a great beard.
Nothing like me.
Nothing like you. You're studying robotic engineering. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
How is it?
It's going well. I've been getting high distinctions.
Yeah, fantastic. So, what are you going to be the next Elon Musk for Australia?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Why not? Why not?
I'm probably going to start my own robotics company in this country.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, one day maybe.
I can't wait. Well, everyone's going to be falling in love with their robots, so you better make them good looking.
Right? And that field being AI and all, so it's pretty good.
It's all going that way. It's going that way.
I think I done.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye, babe.
So it looks like you got a lovely family, and you're doing. Yeah, you do.
It's tough, like having two children on support. Stop that fridge, please.
yeah.
Having two children, but they're both on support.
Yeah.
Ryan has support workers and everything, and so does my daughter Tamia.
Yep.
They're with the NDIS as well. So,
Yep.
but they struggle every day, just like everyone else does, except they just have their extra challenges.
And your husband flies in and out. He's a FIFO, is he? Is a fly?
Yeah, their dad. He does fly in, fly out. Yes, he works up north.
Okay. Yeah. In the mines, I'm assuming that's what it is.
No, he's actually a manager for a company called Tix, and he's a rope access. So he's on pulleys and ropes and stuff like that.
Mm.
So he started off being a painter. Started off being a old school panel beater, and then went into industrial painting.
Okay.
And that way, yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, if your whole family seems very interesting. Are you the only health nut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of my kids are allergic to exercise.
They're all allergic to exercise. So, tell me something. What's your, I guess what I was wanting to say a bit earlier on, obviously with attitude, do you ever get post-comp blues with all the hard work you put in and finish up with? How do you come out of the comps? Have you got some rituals, or you just learnt a few things?
I come out of a competition, I'll have maybe a day off of where I can eat what I want to eat. I don't go straight stupid though. I pretty much crave steak and veggies and chips.
Yeah.
On my meal after show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully aware of the dangers of overeating crap.
Yeah.
Anything, my body doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have a donut, but then the after effect of having a donut makes you feel like shit.
We don't enjoy it. Yeah.
body's just not primed for that. I'm not used to it.
No.
So I'm pretty careful with my reverse diet. Unfortunately, yes, body fat has to come on, and injuries happen and stuff like happens with my back at the moment, that kind of situation. Got to be super careful, but I know that I've got a great coach, and I know that I do everything I've asked that I do, that he asks me to do. And he's not a coach to make sure that I put on like 20 kilos after a show. He'll put me in the right position to grow as much more muscle as I possibly can for the next show. Yeah, like blue wise, yeah, you kind of feel a little bit sad, but I have another goal in place. So, and I think it's really important that as soon as you finish your competition, that your coach has already got a reverse plan for you and all next goal, whether it's a photo shoot, whether it's a holiday, whether it's another competition. It's got to be something. You can't just be left in limbo going, oh yeah, you're right to go.
No, 100% right. So, well, we've got here. You wrote, "What's next? We build." So you're building. What are we building for?
We're building a very big, substantially big denser back.
Big denser back.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna see how my body responds in my build. I'm in a health phase at the moment, so that means I'm off cycle. So, as a bodybuilder would say, I'm natty.
Natty, yeah. You're 50%. You're 50% natty.
50% natty. So I'm in a health phase, and that's basically we're doing some blood work. We're making sure that our body is primed for a really good off season. Calories are increasing. Body fat's obviously accumulating. All of the blood work has to come back top notch before we even think about going to our next growth phase. But I'm hoping for a show October, November next year. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of time. That's the kind of a timeline we've got at the moment. So it'll be a 10-week health phase, 22-week build phase, and then 22-week prep.
Wow. Looking forward to it. Where have you got a particular comp in mind?
I would say most likely it's going to be over in the US.
Yeah. And you've got a posing business, figure posing, is that right? How long that's been going for?
3 years now.
How's that going?
Love it. I love it. I particularly focus on figure. And the reason why I started just figure, obviously I'm in figure myself, so I can the clients that I have. But also I saw a lot of figure girls, their posing was really bad. Yeah. And I can change even one or two people, that'd be great. And I've been really successful too. Like I've had overall winners for IFBB, state winners, in IMBA, pro winners, the whole lot. So pro card winners. So I've done pretty well with that. And I think that in the judging aspect of all federations, they really need to concentrate more on really good posing. I see it still in like a lot of the lesser federations where they're rewarding really shit posing. And it kind of puts me in a bit of a spin because it's like, oh, that person next to her was a better poser, maybe not so much in condition wise, but she should have actually been rewarded for at least posing better. I think they need to sort of like concentrate more on the posing aspects, which they are really concentrating over in America, especially in the pro league. They are very, very nitpicky when it comes to posing.
Really? Yeah, I think it's posing has been very much emphasized. So are you training? You're not training. Are you training today after your shot, or what do you do? What do you do now?
It's a forced rest day, but I will train tomorrow.
You will train tomorrow, yeah?
Train tomorrow. I think I'm pretty good for training tomorrow. I've already cleared it with the doctors and everything, so I won't push myself to a point where I'm going to make anything worse, but I will still.
Okay. Well, we've come towards the end of the podcast. Is there anything we've missed here? Anything you want to talk about?
No, not really. Like I guess really my message to a lot of women out there.
Please tell us, what's the message? We're going to go over the body in a second, but please, we've got a bit of time. Go over it.
I just want women in particular, especially menopausal women.
Yeah.
women in their late 40s. Even if you wanted to start bodybuilding now in your early 40s and work your way through, like it's not impossible. If you want to become a pro, if you want to win a show, if you want to just look your best, don't think that because you're in your 40s that you can't achieve it, because you can. I'm testament to it. I've been in the game now 10 years and I'm 49. I didn't give up. I thought I might have been a little bit long on the tooth, but I certainly got there. But yeah, I just kind of want to sort of encourage more of the older women, the older generation, to get into bodybuilding, because there's plenty of federations out there that you can choose, natural and untested. And it's great for your health, good for bone density, incredibly great for menopausal women.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it good for menopausal women? Yeah.
The more that we train, the more muscle that we grow, the better bone density we have, the less chance of osteoporosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bodybuilding can actually be really healthy. Like, it doesn't. I know it gets a lot of negativity, but as a whole, I mean, growing muscle for a woman is incredibly encouraging. It should happen, especially for older women.
It's more and more embraced, and if you do look at our aging population, they definitely need to get into the gym. So I think we know that the gym and resistance training has a fountain of youth aspect to it, and I think it helps longevity. So we're going to go over the body now, okay? So I'm going to give you a body part, right? And I just need one exercise. You can tell me sets and reps, whatever you want, all right? If you don't train it, you don't train it. And I don't try to, like, males and females get the same body parts. So I'm going to go through it all, right? So traps. Traps.
Dumbbell shrug.
Dumbbell shrugs. Any sets or reps, or just we'll keep going through?
8 to 10.
Okay. Delts. Yep. Side delts.
So side delt.
Yep.
The good old Y raisers.
Yeah.
Dumbbell Y raisers, cable Y raisers, making sure that the cable's at your knee height.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Not straight out from your body either. Like, do sort of more like in front, because your shoulders don't sit here; they sit here.
Yeah, true. How many reps?
Shoulders can take a lot, so 15 reps. Yeah.
Front delts.
Front delt. Oh, geez. We got so face pulls.
Yeah. Are you talking about upright rows?
Upright rows, yeah. Dumbbell pressing.
Okay. Back rear delts.
Oh, I actually quite like, and I'm loving at the moment. You got your reverse pec deck, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people put their chest on the pad and they go
Yeah.
back this way. Sit on the side and use it singly.
Oh, right. Okay. I've got rear delts
Amazing.
tonight. What happened?
A little bit, and you really get that rear delt. And also on a cable as well, the crossover.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Back.
Oh, I love back.
Yeah, okay.
Probably what I don't do enough, which I always used to love, would have been a Y row from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you can do like a rack pull, good old rack pull for your lower back. And then any kind of seated row, row to China, grab that.
And just row to China.
And like any kind of seated row with different handles, so you can do your in close and then your wide as well.
Yeah. Okay. Chest.
Bench press. Flat, just your flat bench press and then your incline press.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bicep.
Yeah. I don't mind a nice cable curl with a straight bar.
Yeah.
I also like, and it really hurts a lot too, incline bench, and your chest you're over the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Using a curl bar, that hurts.
Okay. Tricep.
You know what a B strap is?
I've heard of it.
There's a B strap that you can get. I'm not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah.
And
Maybe we'll get you some sponsors.
they're quite long, and you can grab hold on really like a soft material, and just pull down
Okay.
inside.
What about forearms? If you
Um,
don't train them, it's okay. Just
I don't particularly train forearms, but if I was to, I would definitely put it in a preacher curl and just use a dumbbell.
okay. Abs.
Oh, definitely hanging abs.
Yep.
I do not, do my upper abs because your upper abs, are always engaged in deadlifting and squatting and all the rest of it. So I always concentrate on my lower abs. So I'll do hanging knee tucks and rollouts. You know, the good old rollout
Oh
machine?
yeah.
I've been doing those a lot lately, and planks.
Thanks. Quads. So you got some great quads.
Oh, definitely leg extensions would have to be number one with a pause though, and heavy. So as heavy as you possibly can, pausing up the top, squeezing right up. A lot of people don't extend all the way through, which they should, and they don't lean back enough in a leg extension either. They always sit up too upright. Lean back to really get that leg extension right up to the hip joint. And then also hack squat.
Hack squats. Hammies, hamstrings.
Lying leg curls and RDLs, heavy.
Okay. Glutes.
Definitely hip thrusts. And I would also do a cable donkey kick.
Okay. Calves.
Seated calf machine, or on the leg press with your toes on the leg press and doing it that way.
Tibialis. That's the front of the calf.
Don't do it.
Okay, we'll go. All right. Well, it's time to promote yourself. Where can people find you?
Instagram, Nene Figure Queen. I think I'm still under that. I haven't changed it.
You haven't changed it yet to the IFBB Pro?
No, I've got it in my little bio. I don't have to handle the same. Figure Posing Australia, if you're interested in posing at all, and that's worldwide as well, so that's all online. I do TikTok, but not really, so there's not really a lot there. But yeah, find me on Steve's podcast.
And Steve's podcast. Well, I want to say thank you so much. Do you know you are, I mean, you might not know this, we don't know, but you are, even though this is not going to come out we pre-record, so it's going to sound funny because it'll probably come out in 2026 because we've got 2 weeks left. But you're the last podcast for 2025.
I love that.
Yeah, you are the finale. I don't have to write scripts. I don't have to go, who's in the chair tomorrow, and act like a fucking lunatic.
Amazing. That's really good. I'm glad I'm the last one because I can tell you right now, Steve, you're going to have me back on in 2026.
I think we will.
It's going to be. I really want to show you guys how much I'm going to grow for next year, and whether I'm going to go into WPD or figure. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, we look forward to it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long time waiting for this, and I'm really glad that I happened to do it at the perfect time.
You did do it at the perfect time, and I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. Hey guys, another podcast done with another wonderful guest. They're all greats, no matter who they are. To continue what we're doing and bring in the very best, if you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, press like, it only helps us to grow this channel even further and continue watching us here on YouTube or listening to us here on Spotify.